Hi there, this is John from RevSoft, and in this short presentation we'll be showing a brief overview of the focal points in REV View. If anyone has any questions or comments, please feel free to contact me on the email address shown. Now, REV View is a product that allows RevSoft products on different petitions, servers and platforms to communicate, and it's supplied and maintained free of charge on all platforms. REV View allows servers to communicate with other servers, setting up a focal point or focal points where enterprise management can be performed. In this example, we have 4 servers, where server A will be sending critical messages to servers B and D. Server C will be sending critical messages to servers B and D. This means that the messages from servers A and C can be managed, as in replied or acknowledged, from the enterprise consoles connected to the servers B and D, which are now the focal points. Servers A, B, C, and D can be any platforms, from a laptop through to a mainframe. So as an example, server A can be Windows, server B can be AIX, server C can be Red Hat on Power, server D can be an iSeries. In REV View, you can have as many focal points as you require. You can have overall focal points to show all servers, and then site or customer focal points to only show data for that site or customer. There is no hierarchy and no mandatory central focal points in REV View design architecture. REV View runs in the background and communicates between RevSoft modules when required. Using REV View allows REV Scheduler to execute jobs with remote dependencies on other petition servers and platforms, or group child jobs that can be executed across servers, petitions, and platforms. Using REV View with REV Message allows you to manage all critical messages for all petition servers and platforms, or critical messages for customers, sites, divisions, or global zones. Now, all that's required to be a focal point is REV View, then the appropriate RevSoft module, whether it be REV Dataflow, REV Guardian, REV Observer, REV Message, or REV Scheduler. Then you've got to set up a communication pathway, as user-defined ports can be used and communication can be direct or forward, so that it can hop from nodes to the end destination server. The focal points can be any platform, basically from a laptop through to a mainframe. They can use any database type unless it's an iSeries, as that uses a local DB instance as it's provided as part of the firmware in the operating system. An enterprise management via the enterprise consoles can be performed by connecting to a focal point using an iSeries 5250 green screen interface, Windows.NET user interface, or REV Web. So let's look at an example in REV Scheduler. Here we have 4 servers for scheduling. All servers have REV Scheduler loaded. We now have a job event that will require dependencies from the jobs on the other 3 servers. Job A1 on server 1 is dependent upon job A2 on server 2, job A3 on server 3, and job A4 on server 4. So all we have to do is load REV View on each of the 4 servers, then define the communication pathway to be used between the servers. In this example, they can be single direction communication definitions, just from the 3 servers to server 1. The scheduler definition application in Windows.NET will check the correct communication pathway in REV View is defined between the servers to validate the integrity that the definition will operate successfully. So you can't define any dependencies that aren't defined within View without the pathways. Again, these servers can be any platform type. Now let's look at an example in REV Message. Here we have 4 servers for messaging. All servers have REV Message loaded. We'd like to be able to manage all critical messages for all 4 servers from 3 focal points. Focal point servers will be server 1, server 2, and server 3. All we have to do is load REV View on each of the 4 servers. Then define the communication pathway to be used between the servers. Now this is a little more complex in the scheduling example, as we need to define the paths upstream from the nodes to the focal points, as well as downstream from the focal points back to the nodes. The messages will travel upstream to the focal points, and the replies or acknowledgements will travel downstream back to the nodes. First, define the communications pathway to be used between server 4, the only node, and servers 1, 2, and 3, the focal points. Then define the communication pathways between servers 1, 2, and 3. Now in this example, they will be bidirectional definitions, as the critical messages will be sent upstream to the focal points, and the paths downstream are used when the messages are replied or acknowledged from the focal points back to the nodes. Now, once this is in place, you can manage all critical messages for all 4 servers by connecting the Enterprise Console using .NET or REV Web to either or all of the 3 focal point servers, 1, 2, and 3. Again, these servers can be any platform type. That concludes this presentation. Should anyone have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Thank you.